With that, let us commence our Golden Ridge. Looks like you have important papers for us. Loudly.
The first item is right-of-way documents for parcel 15 on First Street. That is the final one that we have not received the documentation back from the parcel owner on that is not in eminent domain. This is, yeah.
Did you mean what you just said?
Yes. We have one parcel on First Street that's in eminent domain.
Right.
We have another parcel that we have the documentation for that it hasn't closed on. And then this parcel is the last one.
It's not an eminent.
It's not in eminent domain, so
No.
we've come to agreement on this one.
Yes.
What's the status on the one that's in the eminent domain?
It has been scheduled with the court system. There is a hearing on it tomorrow.
Okay. These guys to update their.
Yeah, I'll try. This was sent out to them in November, so that's why it was still the old name.
Okay. Good. One more.
Next is Mortensen Meadows, Division 1, first amended, final plat. There's 3 copies there that need to sign.
Gee, it's all blurry.
It says Public Works Directors.
Reading through too many copies that aren't aligned.
They are splitting one of the lots that used to be in the subdivision as a single lot. It doesn't change any road frontage. It doesn't change any public improvements. It just splits a lot.
Makes one skinny and one big.
Yeah,
It went to Planning and Zoning Commission and they recommended approval. It's one that they'll have to have fire suppression
I've got the other one if you want.
sprinklers in the home.
Did this work on
in the
this?
new home.
Okay,
And
you're
they-
not getting this one back.
They adjusted lot line boundaries with the replat for the amended plat, so that way it accommodates existing structures.
3 copies of it, I think.
Special. Oh, it's paper, not Mylar.
Yeah,
Do you
and you
need
sign too.
A plat pen?
He's got one.
Thank you. I didn't know you had some of those hidden.
Probably got the last one you took from me.
If I took it, she wouldn't have it.
Might as well keep it. There's one more.
Okay.
Hit
I
commercial park.
heard him say that. I might as well keep it.
There's one more.
temporary.
Right. Hit commercial park, final plat and development agreement. It's over there, Iona and Hit.
Monument business. ITD. Right of way acquisition, and so they've been,
They move so fast on the Iona end of that, and the 26 end of that. It's just slow.
it has been complicated getting all of the pieces in place to get it to this point.
Okay. You-
One more copy of this other one that you need to sign too, Commissioner.
There were four.
Or four. Usually there's three.
Four on this one here.
I don't think there's usually only three, but
Sorry.
Just usually only three, this one must. One and
Closed lines.
So that's roundabouts right there.
Yeah. Just around about maybe. Yeah.
There's one more on that.
Buried.
There's four for some reason.
I have some discussion items, some updates, but I don't know if the member of the public is here for anything.
I'm,
Oh.
yeah, sorry, I'm hiding.
Oh, it's okay.
No, I'm just here to receive the plat, the second plat, for the day I own them.
Okay,
They sent me here to get that.
Get it moved along.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay. With that, I want to give you an update, some projects that are kind of outstanding and ongoing and need to be kind of told about. So I own a road. That is the project that we received some funding for. We received $8.1 million. It is sitting in the bank. We are still working on right of way. There are approximately 3 different parcels out there that are still, the lenders are being difficult as far as signing off on partial leases. The title company has all the documents there, but the lenders are not setting the partial release.
Local lenders are out of state.
Most are out of state. And so we'll continue to move forward with trying to get those lenders. We've had a couple that have been able to be satisfied in the last couple of weeks. There's still a few out there. Without having the right of way, I don't feel like it's appropriate to go out to bid on this, although we are rapidly coming to the end of a good bidding opportunity to get that done this year. And so,
Where are the lenders?
internet, most of them, back east. I mean, yeah.
Where on Iona Road is it?
This is the stretch from Ammon Road to 45th East. And it includes a couple bridge structures
Yeah.
and things like that, so. I don't feel like we can go out to bid without the right of way taken care of. Unless you tell me to have the engineer finish up the plan to go out to bid without it. I hesitate to do that.
Well, the plans have to be finished one way or the other,
The
right?
plans have to be finished one way or another. We think we have the plans pretty close. There was a couple that may change with right-of-way negotiations a little bit, like the location of some irrigation boxes, but those are pretty minor changes. And so I've directed the engineer to get it to as close as they can to be ready to bid as soon as we get the right-of-way documents. So they are working on that. They'll have the plans essentially ready by the end of the month. But I don't know how long it's gonna take for the right-of-way.
There are three.
There's three with one other parcel that the title company only had an email address, and yesterday I gave her a telephone number to try to get hold of the person and get that done. So, but that is not a outside lender, that's actually a person. The rest of it is pretty close. The next project is 5th East and 49th South. That's where we have a road closure right now. We're doing some irrigation work. We're trying to change what the appraisers had on the right of way there. There were some questions about what was going on and some damages that I haven't seen on other projects in the county in the last few years. Neither has our right of way negotiator, neither has the design engineer.
What do you mean damages?
The appraisers were saying there was a reduction in the value of the property from before and after. And it was basically saying that your property is damaged from what it was after the project is there. And so they're considered severance damages. We just haven't seen that on other projects. And so I questioned what it is.
Is that on
So
Amended also?
one of the parcels was Mendenhall. Yeah, there's only 3 parcels total that we need right away from. But so I'm questioning the appraisals. They went back, we got some design drawings that changed the right of way take a little bit. I'm gonna have those sent to the appraisers today to see if that would reduce the damages amount and see where that goes. But other than that, the plans, if we have to change, they're essentially made and ready. We could go out to bid on that pretty soon if we get the right of way there. So
For right now, that's just to do the canal.
right now, the project is just doing the canal to try to get the canal portion of it done on the northeast side before water comes in. There is a small portion on the southwest side that we weren't able to get in this contract, but that could be done later on. And it will probably have to be after water's out in the fall.
Take water.
25th East and 49th North. That is a span wire signal. We've been going back and forth with the parcel owner to get an aerial easement for months and months and months. We are finally, I think, next week, gonna be able to have the engineer meet with him and get him to sign the documents. And once he signs those documents and takes care of that, we could probably go out to bid on that project. But that is a span wire signal and to replace the 4-way stops. So that project is
Span wire signal.
so instead of posts with arms on it, there's just a wire strung across the intersection. It's a temporary measure, but it gives us a signal there without
Don't we have
all
one of
the,
those blow off. There's a flashy red one, the yellow one. It went down,
I don't know.
doesn't matter. It's like dingly wires make me nervous after that happened. Yes.
Yeah.
But it
Um,
was a rare event.
yeah, 49th North, the portion from Ammon Road to 45th East. The design engineer are nearing having the right-of-way plans complete, put together. We've also talked with Falls Water and IBSD on location of their infrastructure. We've had to change a few things based on DEQ saying they can't have, they need, DEQ is requiring 25 foot of separation from a potable water line to underground infiltration systems. They only require 10 feet of separation for a sewer line, but they're saying 25 feet from an underground stormwater infiltration system. So because of that, they're gonna have to change the plans up a little bit and change where the water line goes as opposed to the stormwater infiltration. You have to put all the stormwater infiltration on one side of the road instead of splitting it on both sides of the road. And so that's gonna be a little bit of a redesign, but we're working with everybody and moving forward on that. They hope to have the right-of-way plans by mid-March and go out to start the right-of-way negotiations on that mile of road. So we'll be spending some more money on right-of-way on 49th North. We've got 3 different projects on First Street. All of them are moving forward. The one we just signed today is on First Street. Hopefully, the city of Ammon will be able to go out to bid on that once we get these things taken care of. And I know that they really want to construct this summer.
They want to get a lot done.
Yeah. Bridges. We've got a bunch of bridges being worked on right now. 33rd South, we've had that closed down for most of the winter. They did set the slab yesterday.
Oh, good.
So they're moving forward on at 129th South. They're due to pour the slabs at the facility down. I don't even know where contact is, but they're at their facility. They're supposed to pour it on the 18th. They usually need about 2 or 3 days and they can ship them. So hopefully by the end of February, they'll be having slabs on the ground for 129th South and being able to put that back together. 49th South, they don't have even a time frame for the pour of the slabs right now, but they're still working on a few things in the water. And so by the end of the month, they'll probably be ready for slabs and not have slabs poured.
What is that? 49 South where?
49th South, it's on the Great Western Canal about a mile south of the 33rd one, so it's out in the same area. 55th East, that is a precast bridge up on County Line Road. They are due to start setting the precast either this week or next week on that one. That should go a lot faster because again, it's precast structures. 45th East Bridge across Sand Creek, they're nearing final design. For the last 2.5, 3 years, I've been trying to get the 2 bridges on 45th East to go together. But because of the environmental concerns, they're probably gonna have to be split apart and bid separately now because of a named return ditch that was on a map somewhere, and so
Historical.
now it's historical.
That's the one that's supposed to be a 3-lane, right?
So the one south is gonna be a 3-lane, the one north that's gonna have to be delayed is just gonna be 2-lane. Hammond Road, our contractor did not get very far last year. They were supposed to. They gonna be charged liquidated damages for the whole winter. At least right now, that's what's set. We've told them that. They've applied for a couple different pay applications, but come mid-April, they'll get going again and try to finish up the rest of Ammon Road. That's widening the existing asphalt a little bit so we can get a 3-lane section in there. It's not curb and gutter, it's not sidewalk, it's just adding some asphalt to it to be able to get a 3-lane section. And that goes from Lincoln
It
Road.
was just adding
Up
the
to the
asphalt.
highway.
It would be so simple, but it's all that base stuff that you want to bury under the asphalt that makes it complicated.
Sure. That makes the road hold up for a long time.
Yeah, Bear Creek, right?
Yeah. And then the last thing I want to kind of talk about is 105th East. That contractor is destroying our road.
Yes, it is.
And I don't know what we need to do about it. I don't know
Well, I
what
guess the question is,
commissioners.
what can we do about it? Can you put a weight limit on the road? Because they're
The-
destroying it?
Weight limit isn't going, the road is already destroyed.
Yes, but stopping any further traffic gets their attention.
Well,
Take it someplace else.
and
Well, but
they've already gone
box them
to,
in and,
they've already come back on 95th.
because they're
Now.
not supposed to be using it. The Jefferson's permit, they were using the wrong road up there too.
Yeah, well, what I'm asking for is some help to where maybe if the commissioners contacted them said separately and said, you know what, you're destroying a road, you're gonna replace the whole road. I don't know.
Their head of their project was in seeing Michelle last week.
Is he gonna, are they offering to repair the road?
I think he was in looking for intercession, which he didn't get. It's a private conversation, so.
And we've had to put off rough road signs on it, cause it is in terrible shape. And it's getting worse every day that they travel it. But if we stop them going from 105th,
So how do we hold them accountable for the damage they've done?
that's what I'm asking for help with. I don't
What do
know.
we do?
Well, we know who it is. We know who's causing the damage. But if I write them a letter, I don't have any necessarily,
No, but does it help if Scott writes them a letter?
well, and that's what I'm asking you. I don't know.
No, lawyers are good at writing letters.
Yeah.
So whether or not,
I can.
whether or not our legal
approach 'em.
feels there's any weight behind it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I just think they need to be held accountable
I
to replace the
Agree
road.
wholeheartedly. Feel the same about the 4 rock chips in my front window from that one 200-yard stretch of Highway 26 that.
Yeah. Well, I will talk with Scott Hall then.
Okay.
And.
Please do.
If they can write a letter, so.
Get somewhere.
They got a gravel permit for that, right?
So
They
where,
got a permit to construct a,
Okay, but then they came to the county and used the state's permit. Austin talked, like last time we had this conversation, like they
where
and
is,
boxed him into a
where-
corner. It's the one on
Highway
26,
26.
out by 105,
yeah, it's Bateman Brothers.
that are doing the hauling.
Yeah.
It's, the canal district is,
oh, is it the progressive?
yeah, it's Progressive.
Okay, so progressive, so yes, they got a temporary gravel pit,
Permit.
permit to, you know,
Cause
to go into an aquifer recharge basin, from P and
that's
Z.
what they're doing with all their gravel, dirt that they're hauling out 105th to a pit in Jefferson County.
And filling in that pit, so they can.
But they're running it down
Dig it back out.
105 and they didn't do any road improvements. Normally, they'd be required to beef the roads up that they're gonna haul on. Did did Austin's wife have a boy or a girl?
She had a girl,
Okay.
so, and they got home, she had the girl on Sunday. She's having some problems with breathing oxygen levels, and so, but they got home yesterday.
The little one or his wife?
Both,
Really?
everyone's home,
Well, yes.
so.
Good. Good.
yes.
Well, would you check on their permit and see what.
You know,
Nothing make me happier to go hang a red tag on their gate saying you can't do this anymore till you fix the road. Because they shouldn't be able to destroy,
No, because.
they should not do that.
We have in the conditions for the use hearing that they have to comply with requirements from Public Works. It's a standard condition that we do.
And I didn't have any notification of,
That's because it was all after the fact. They were hauling and got red tagged by Austin because they were hauling.
Yeah.
And didn't
Yeah.
have a permit. So,
These aquifer recharge basins are difficult to figure out how to handle. So,
so is there
the
been,
other one on 55th is gonna be a problem too.
it's
well, that is,
growing
that
radically.
is appealed and it is scheduled for the 5th of March. So we did get, I
In the
mean,
meantime, they're excavating hard every day.
yes, but they
Yeah.
can't take it, they can't
They can't
remove
take it off
it.
site, which
We-
is
we
where
can't.
we were with Progressive.
Yes, we can't but then we found other sections of our code that we're applying. Apparently there's another approved one from IDWR in the south part of the county that we haven't had any calls on, but I've sent John, so
I
we'll
think,
have to go through this hearing for that too.
Michelle's on High Country RC&D, right? One of the folks on the High Country RC&D is the project oversight for our water resource. He said there are 42 of them planned
Oh, there's a whole bunch planned,
that,
like
and
at least
the
30 in
majority of
our
them are in
county.
Bonneville County.
Yeah. Bonneville and Jefferson is
Well,
what
apparently
we've
we're
been
the
told.
only place you can access the aquifer, and we should put a tax on that.
Award.
You wanna get to the aquifer here, you gotta pay us, right?
Well, I honestly, if Boston was wanting to have a meeting with, I think it was IDWR and the representatives about it, but he was giving them time to get that organized. A week, I haven't heard anything. It would be helpful.
The day our
For us to
conference
have
ended, they
some-
said they'd stop funding at the state level, but that doesn't stop projects that are already
So,
funded.
yeah,
That stops new ones from being funded, doesn't stop these guys from
Yeah.
continuing to work.
well, and they're still planning. So,
Yeah.
it's, but
That's 'cause
there's one more that's already been funded. Went to their website and they have a nice map that shows all sorts of ones that are in construction or that have been existing and, but I don't get to see all these others in the works. So we have another one to go through, but it's not right next to a house. Yeah.
So where should we send the folks that call us complaining about this? It's like, which phone number, which email address, which word, because
Cause I mean, we're dealing with.
somebody has to be at the top of the food chain, and that's where all the anger should go. Because
That's been part of our challenge. So you have the representatives,
so I
but
know
you have the governor, but they've also
Austin
sent stuff
should have
to
had a
them.
phone call from the gentleman who lives out on 105. That's a retired project engineer from the INL.
Well, I had a visit from him, and Austin had a visit from him too.
That has an interesting approach to solving this problem because they're not satisfying any of the federal requirements for money tracking, and he's requesting an audit. And they have to stop until the audit's done. And according to him, they said that's what he did for the INL and made sure that they met all the requirements for funding. And since that funding stream comes from ultimately this channel of money, which he's quite familiar with, anyway, I gave him Austin's number and talked to Austin about it. So I found it really interesting. I said, good, I hope it works.
He didn't talk to me about an audit, but he talked to me, well, and what he talked to me first is why can't they just use the other road?
Well,
Like, well-
he called me after he talked to you,
Okay,
and I said, well, to begin with, they didn't get a permit from us, they did it on a state permit, and we've been fighting it since they started digging.
Yeah.
And he got all happy then, because we weren't the bad guy, we were on the good side. But then he said, I'm happy to do this with just me, or if the commissioners want to sign on to this and request an audit. I said, talk to Austin. So
It,
I
it would be
wait for Austin
helpful
to come back so I can ask him about that,
if
because
he had that meeting about an audit. Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
I-
I don't know if he does.
well, I know, and this guy seemed to know, because
How to do it.
nobody's as good at making somebody else walk the line as somebody who spent 40 years walking the line. But maybe that's,
It would be helpful to come up with some standards for these that are more applicable, like, and get these other agencies involved. Like, what are things, if proximity to a septic system is their concern over that in the drain field, because that's come up in discussion.
and they pass all of that off to the health district.
So, but I would like to have a collaborative discussion with the other agencies, so that way we can develop some criteria that would give us a little more to work with.
So what agencies?
I would think that it would be helpful. We need Department of Lands, we need to have the health department, and we would need to have, of course, IDWR.
Does
and
IDL
then
have
even-
any interest in this?
Yeah, because of the digging the holes and removing the dirt. They have to do a permit as well.
Really?
Yes.
And
To
where's
remove
that
those.
permit done at IDL?
Gary
Mineral lease,
Billman is
something.
having to
Oh,
deal with
mineral
it
rights.
as well.
Yeah.
So it would be
Okay,
helpful and then DEQ may even be needed. So it's
Okay.
just, I think that would be
Well,
helpful to get.
I'm more than happy to host a meeting if we can get folks to come to the table, but obviously.
I don't know how to do that, where if we have active applications, if we can still be doing work sessions with that, because I know our
As long
planning
as
and
it's
zoning
not
commission,
relative to those, as long as it's not relative to the ones that
we're
we're
working
currently
on.
working on. If we had to stop movement towards zoning ordinances because we had projects that are working under those current ordinances, we'd never make progress.
So I think,
That's one to throw by Michelle, but I know we've done a lot of, since I've come to the office, a lot with planning and zoning that we had other projects out there doing, we just go forward.
yeah, because the applications will not stop. So the way
No,
that
not as long as there's a whole bunch of money out there waiting to
I know.
run downhill.
It's, challenging.
One of the legislators said, well, if we've got all this money that we're giving them to dig a hole, we ought to cut some of that money loose to fix the roads around where they're digging the hole. It's like, yeah, that's a nice idea. That's-
So, and then, we will of course need you guys because of the roads and the
Yeah.
access, and the heavy equipment. All of that.
Yeah.
And then. Farm fields.
Yeah. And not even putting boat ramps so the kids can go kayaking on it.
No,
We're gonna have a bunch of Rigby lakes, people at least ought to get to use them.
but then that brings up the whole contamination option, and we don't want that to put more contaminants in there. If you have people recreate in it, is what we're dealing with.
Okay, they're recreating on the river that's going into that and going into that, so.
That's all part of what we should
So
try
yeah,
to
they need to
figure out.
put nice restrooms off to the side that they,
But, it's supposed to cleanse itself going through all this alluvial plain or gravel underneath. Soil
Supposed to.
levels, yes.
yeah, I remember when
supposed
they
to.
drilled holes at the ends of all the fields. And then they went back and plugged all the holes 4 years later because all the chemicals from the fields were just getting flushed down the hole. Of course, it was DDT, which, you know, had a bad name by then. What are
So
these?
this, I was just gonna bring to your attention, Lazy Eight Estates, Division
Mhm.
2, the end of Saddlehorn Drive.
Mhm.
We got wind that the landowner was pouring curb for his approach that was 20 foot wider than what we allow. I went out to visit with him and maybe have come to an agreement for him to leave it that wide until the road is extended west. And that'll give the public a place to turn around. I think most cars and trucks could make it entering onto his lot, but he took one of our big trucks out there and we were able to pull in, barely get onto his lot, back up and get going the other way. And he said he would sign an agreement allowing the public to use that as a turnaround.
As opposed to making him take out his curb.
Right, yeah. So
Seems sensible.
until
It's like
such time as that's extended, then we'll allow it, I guess.
This is highway curbing, not landscape.
Oh.
That's what Mike do.
It's all kinds of curving.
It's more of a ribbon curve. It's flush with the asphalt.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Is it one of the platted lots or is this
It is a
beyond
platted
that
lot.
platted?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's-
I know there's one out there.
It's lot 1, Weston Banta, I think that's the name. Should be aware, I guess we're gonna try and come up with an agreement that he said he would sign to
Sorry.
allow the public to turn around there.
Otherwise, he has to tear it back out and put in a 35 light maximum approach, and he doesn't want to do that, which I don't necessarily blame him. But we can also use it for a turnaround for our trucks and snowplows and things.
Yeah, he's gonna pave it 3 inches thick so that it'll hopefully hold up to the heavier truck traffic.
Do we have an open
Thank you.
bid on this?
I think you probably do
Yeah,
have it.
there is.
Yeah, he's still building it.
So he's finished his basement and now he's working on the upper floors.
Is this an extra one? Extra copy.
I think that's all I have.
Yeah.
Anything from the commissioners for us?
That's good work. That's the landfill.
We're putting garbage in. We're starting to pump leachate again.
Really?
Yeah,
It's interesting.
most of the winter we didn't pump
No.
leachate, so it's been building up over the winter, and now we're getting a little bit fuller, so they'll start pumping again.
Where are we with DEQ?
We have finally got the flow meter installed, and they're working on getting it set up and going. So we're kind of on hold while we try to get some more data about how much is in the leachate before they decide whether they're gonna make us build a huge pond or build a smaller pond or build a pond at all, so. I think we're probably gonna have to build a pond. I just hope it's not the massive size that they initially started with.
At least our pond is behind a big hill, so people can't see it and wish they could go float on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You would not want to
No.
float on that.
well, if you're in Mississippi, you might not know the difference.
You might, well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, the big muddy is
Big
Yeah.
and
muddy.
stinky muddy.
Yeah.
They don't ever tell you that part. Walk up to the edge and go, it all runs downhill and they're close to the bottom.
They are. Okay.
All right, thanks.
Okay.